Introducing a skinny fence, it's really important to do this in a correct fashion because this sets up the building blocks for the horse for the future. The aim of this exercise is to do it very slowly to develop confidence. Today we're going to show you with a young horse, so we're going to do it right from the very beginning. So I'm showing you the first stages here with a slightly wider fence, but we're using guiding rails. And if you was to do this at the beginning, from the beginning, you would probably do this in trot to start with, just to make sure that you've got control and it will give the horse confidence. Here we're seeing him in canter and comfortably happy with that. When you're happy with that, you will move on to slightly narrowing these fences up. Now these do look narrow, but it's really important that you still use the guiding lines and the horse will feel confident about staying straight. You must look ahead and give the horse confidence with your line and keeping that leg to rein really secure. Now this is a little bit more interesting because we've got rid of the horse's dummy or guidelines, so it's very easy for the horse to pop out. So as a rider you need to really apply the pressure between your leg and rein to help keep the horse in its tunnel, on its railway lines, to keep it really straight. And if you do that, the horse will get more and more confident with holding that line. And introduce flags. And I do this without anything holding the horse in, but I want to do it so the horse gets comfortable about walking between flags. Generally, horses tend to be rather claustrophobic when they walk through to start with. So it's important to get them very confident and relaxed. So you'd walk them through a fair few times until they're really very, very confident about just walking through and not getting spooked at all. Once he's happy walking through flags, I'd then start to walk and trot over a pole through flags because it's their first jump through a narrow obstacle. So the next progression you would do is putting a little jump between the flags. It's important to use something that the horse has already jumped. So they then put together jumping and the flags, which has already been as a split up part. So your next progression is to introduce a little jump, and it's important to do something that you've already jumped so far so the horse feels confident. And again, your driving aids and your straightness aids is the most important thing here to keep the horse confident. So I would do this over a period of time, but today we're moving on to it straight away, but we're introducing a brush between the flags. I always use brushes with soft brush, so it's very non-threatening and the horse doesn't mind if he just slightly touches it. So we're going to finish this exercise today putting the two fences together, and you'll see that the horse makes a really nice shape here, but it's really important to always focus on the next fence. So as a rider, you keep looking and driving forward in a straight line and encouraging the horse to take on the next fence. And we're really pleased with this exercise, how it finishes today. And so it's really important you give a lot of praise and reward at the end. So just to recap, going through this, you'd start with wide rails, then you'd narrow it off still with the rails, and then you move on without the rails, then to the flags, then flags with a small jump, and then finish in a very advanced fashion for a young horse with flags with a brush.